And welcome back to the European World Championship Qualifier 2015 in Dublin, Ireland. I'm Rob Hurley, and joining me is Matthew Bell.
Hey there, guys. How you doing?
We're just going to be talking through the highlights of the last round. Now, you've been busy beavering away in the back there to just have a look at the replays.
Yeah, it was a case of don't blink or you'll miss it. That was how fast that was. We'll start with highlight one, so you can get an idea of what the opening hands were for each of these players. So yeah, we've got a really good Necros start here. He's got his two searchers. He's got his Denko Seka, so he's ready for this. Even the Cliff player could argue that he has a really strong start. He's got the double Fiendish Chain. He's got
a Helix, he's got two Fiendish Chain, he's got a Pot of Duality, he's got all of his search cards,
and
he's got two things to basically just go, well, you're not getting any searches off if you're hitting a Manju or a Senju.
Yeah, and he starts with Scout as well, and in the end that didn't matter, even though he had like what could have been considered a reasonable start for a Klee deck. Highlight 2.
And Denko Seka hitting the field, just as I was actually saying in the interview there with Erikos, basically, he was just saying that Denko Seka, as soon as it hit the field, that was it. He was going to win. And I was saying, you know, what he had face down at that point was a lose one turn, a skill drain, and a Fiendish Chain, I believe. So as soon as Denko hit the field, it was like...
Yeah, that happened. It's just like Denko showing up and again not flipping that skill drain preemptively in the draw phase. To me, actually represents a lack of preparation on his opponent's part in that match. Knowing that Denko Seka is so powerful against heavy back row decks, I feel like holding them back to try and gain minor little advantages from your opponent by making them lose cards while you activate these cards is just, you don't have the room for that. If Denko resolves, you are just going to be absolutely blown out, and that was it. That was his first turn, and he wiped his opponent out.
Yeah.
And that could have been avoided if the skill drain was
just immediately flipped. Yep. Yep. Now, should we go to the next highlight?
Yes. Let's take a look at highlight number 3. So we've got the openings for both players there.
So that's Valkyrus, Manju, Ice Hand, Mystical Space Typhoon.
Yeah, good thing there. Very key thing there is there's an Ice Hand in that opening hand.
Yep.
Which is, I realise how annoying that is to say repeatedly. So you've got the Ice Hand, so that's going to be an out to the skill drains or the other thing. So that's a pretty good position of feeling when you're starting. When you draw into your side deck cards that answer all of these heavy floodgate style cards that are going to prevent you from playing, and to see the out makes you feel very reassured when you're starting the game. If we look at highlight 4, we're getting quite far into the match at this point. So there's all of these cards that are preventing Erikos from playing, and it's looking very grim for him. And then he has this Book of Moon play with Exciton Knight, which is it Exciton or Exciton?
It's Exiton.
Exiton, sorry, Exiton Knight. And this is a very classic play, and is one of the main reasons that Klee decks, whenever I watch the feature match, this is how it usually ends up going. And it just takes everything away from Alessandro. And at that point, he had no way of getting back into that game.
He's basically winning at that point. It's exactly what we were saying in the interview, where it's like my favourite play was really simple. It was just when you went, he has more cards than me, Exiton, flip it face down, I win now.
Yeah, he just raises his hands up and go, I've got this, don't worry, guys. But that's so powerful, and it's one of the reasons that the Klee decks have not been performing as well as we would have expected to see from the national championships, because Necros has such an easy out to it, which is that, and that's when cards like Book of Eclipse and stuff are also very, very viable. But in the later stages of the game, where you go, oh, he doesn't have the Djinn, but I can still slip this Exiton Knight through all of your defenses and just take everything away from you, because you have to commit so many cards to the field. And then you're also looking at Burning Abyss that have Fire Lake, which also takes all those cards away from you. But the good thing about Klee is it keeps all those decks out of the tournament that are going to knock you out, all the rogue decks, because they do not like that strategy.
As we were saying the other day, they basically are just a little sweeper for rogue decks.
Yeah, they're the gate deck that just go around. So the players that are playing it are doing you a service. Although I do believe the Klee deck is actually very, very strong.
Yes, it's extremely strong. It can beat Necros, it can beat Shadow, it can beat all of the what we like to call the 6/7, because heroes is kind of tacked on the end there of the meta decks that are currently out there.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the final highlight just here, which is highlight 5.
That's the end of the game.
Yeah, just so we can watch that in slow motion. It's like, here is tons of damage.
And then he lifts up the card of his deck. He Mystical Space Typhoons his own Imperial Iron Wall to say, I've lost.
Yeah, well, I suppose at that point, it's like, what else can you do? It's like, yeah, I lost the game like 2 turns ago, in all fairness. And there wasn't anything he could do. His deck was just not prepared to deal with that Book of Moon play, and you kind of can't do anything about it.
I mean, it's destroyed everything. It's putting him on 300. I mean, at least Alessandro is being a good sport about it. He's just like, I'm going to play MST on my own Imperial Iron Wall and then just offer the hand because I'm not going anywhere.
It's like, no, you've got this, fair enough. And that's all you can do. Sometimes it's just this sort of thing just happens to you, and he'll progress in the tournament. He was a very strong record before then. He'll carry on.
Yeah, I mean, this is just one loss. I mean, I believe he was XO into this round anyway. We're only in round 3.
Yeah.
So we've got many, many rounds where he can just carry on, maybe get to the bubble, maybe get past it. So still plenty of possibilities. Just because he's been beaten this round doesn't mean that he's out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Definitely. So that's all of the highlights that we've got from that match. As I say, we're at the European World Championship Qualifier 2015. I've been Rob Hooley, Matthew Bell. We'll be seeing you very, very soon for the next round.
See you soon, guys.